get it all. I just want a little bit more.
That's real. Thank you for keeping it real.
Yeah, that's interesting, and being transparent, right? Because as black folks, man, we real prideful people, right? So we don't necessarily like to share and be vulnerable. Right. You know what I mean? You want to tap in?
Yeah, one of the main reasons why I do share is because of who I am.
Yeah.
And I know this book was going to travel the globe. It hasn't yet, but I'm claiming it.
Oh, we're sending it right now.
I just didn't want no one to come back and say, oh, she was in prison and she did, No, I'm putting it out there. Plus, I really want to be a motivational speaker to these young women. Like, you do not have to take the path I took to be succceckal. I was successful before I took that path.
Which is something we never hear. I mean, I mean, how powerful is that? To already be where we think we need to go, right? But then you kind of revert back and then, I mean, not no petty, you know what I'm saying, but I can't get over it. Like, this girl kicking it nose and laying everybody down. Like,
hey, you got a verse in one of your songs was like, man, something about like, man, I'm out here to grinding to feed my kids. And you was like, man, your kids can't eat no $100,000 Benz.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
That's real.
Yeah.
That's real.
Yeah.
Man, I'm out here for my kids. It's like, your kids can't eat that Benz, man.
Right.
That $70,000, $80,000 you spent on that Benz could have went to food if that was your primary focus, man. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Right, investing, And so I want to, start to, as we start to descend on this this session, really, when we talk about the skill set, not taking things personal, right? It's really walking around one of the many EI strategies that we share here on the I Never Worry podcast, is about being able to always be in control of your emotions. Right? When people ask us, what is emotional intelligence? It's the ability to always be in tune with how you feeling in the moment. But most importantly, to be able to skillfully respond, right, to other people's emotions. Because it happens to us every single day, right? Customer service, people cutting us off, long lines. There's a lot of things that invoke, our emotions. And having a high level of emotional intelligence keeps you in that space. And understanding if you don't take anything personal, it's like a neutralizer. So you don't, that's why I asked you, Tasha, about like, what was the deal? Like when you take something personal, how did you feel? And then when you recognize that I'm not taking it personal, how do you feel? Because there's a serious charge there the minute you feel like somebody has done something to you. And we get to roaring like beast, you know what I'm saying, when that happened. And then the other part of it I want to illuminate for those who've been listening and catching everything that's happening, how everybody at the table has faced and overcome adversity. Right? We've transcended out of our situations in one way or another and took some bold steps. Me going to the probation department and being a peace officer after all the dirt I did in the city of Oakland and Brookfield, right? And allegedly, right? And take that path, same for Pipe and same for you. And you grew up in the city.
Yes.
Yeah. So over in the city, and so to do everything that we're doing and then come out and talk about how, we had to feel about where we were going to get where we are now. And so that's what makes, I think, this whole powerful, this platform, Emotional Intelligence, very, very powerful. And so we got a couple more things I want to get out of you guys before we go ahead and move on. And if you think of, you have like a quick, short, I'm going to come back to you, Tasha, a short story, right, about something that just made you emotionally charged. You gave us a little bit about the lack of support, but anything other recently, like you could think about that kind of just rubbed you the wrong way, or you watched somebody do something and you was like, ooh, they kind of took that out of character?
Absolutely. I have a grandmother who's 87 years old with Alzheimer's. And so when I first got released from prison, I took care of her. And I have a grown son, and he had just had his first kid. So I was making sure he was okay to be able to take care of his family. So I didn't get any money from my grandmother. It's my grandmother. You shouldn't get paid to do it anyway.
Right.
But since they paid, I gave the check to my son. So my grandmother's children, which she has 5 grown children, I mean, they checked in on her occasionally, but it's been 10 years now. So just recently, my aunt takes power of attorney over my grandmother. And she's like, I need the money. And I'm like, look, this is absurd. Like, this is your mother. Where have you been all this time? I don't know why you feel the need. Like, she's very well taken care of. My grandmother is the most best dressed Alzheimer's lady you can see. No, like, and it's not about dressing her.
Your whole family spoiled over there. Y'all spoiled from top to bottom over there.
And she real classy, a real
Right,
classy lady,
nice.
still even in her illness. But the thing that happened is like I had to exit the situation. I had to turn it over to my family because I was just so outdone.
Right.
Like, they took for granted everything I've ever done.
Right.
Anything that I tried to accomplish with my grandmother, like the help I was doing, taking her to and from the doctors, bathing her feet, all that went out the window when money got involved.
Yeah, for sure.
So I'm just like, but that's another thing I had to tell myself, Tasha, it's not really about you.
Right.
You cannot take that personal. And then I'm like, woohoo, let our kids do it now. I can have a break,
So how you feel? How did you feel about this situation when it was happening?
It broke my heart. It still does to think about it. I'm so glad I'm not getting emotional right now. It bothers me a lot, like, just to diminish anything that I've ever done, just like it never happened. Like, she takes the credit for everything. But then I'm just like, you know what? I have other things I'm trying to do in my life that I need to accomplish. I can't worry about that.
For sure.
I'm not about to let that hold me back. I'm not about to let that distract me, But yeah, it does bother you. Sometimes your emotions get the best of you.
Yes,
and in that situation, it did. But as of today, I'm a lot stronger. I'm just like, you know what, Tasha? Focus on what you got to get done.
Right.
You have big things you're trying to accomplish, and you need to do that. You can't let nothing hold you hostage.
Yeah.
And so that's where I'm at with it today. But yeah, sometimes you have to really let stuff go, like completely wipe your hands from it.
Disconnect.
Absolutely.
At all.
Thanks for sharing. What about you, Pipe?
Man, I got a lot of stuff.
Just give us a quick one. Give us a short
one. I was over here just trying to figure out what I should tell and what shouldn't be said. I'll just say that I made a lot of progress this past year with the Sundance stuff and lining up this movie and a lot of music that I've been working on. And, there have been degrees of support along the way. And this touches on everything that we've been talking about today. There have been degrees of support from different individuals along the way. Some people that I weren't there as much as I felt they should have been. And, those same individuals are like there now, kind of, in ways that, if I was operating from a less mature level of understanding, I would feel they're not supposed to be there right now.
Right.
So just basically getting over myself and not taking it personal and realizing that there have been plenty of times when I wasn't there for people.
Right.
Because I had things going on, I had things going on, or, mindset is everything, man. Everything stems from the mindset.
Yeah.
So if I wake up and I feel like I'm on a particular path and somebody needs support, a certain type of support from me, but I'm not that person right now, I can't help them.
Right.
So I'm speaking in generalizations because I don't want to,
You don't want to say their name?
Yeah, and it's not a particular. It's not just one name.
Say their name.
It's not just one name. This is kind of me recognizing to all those individuals.
You can say all their names.
Just putting it out there to all those individuals in my life, man. I'm not taking it personal.
Yeah, for sure.
And,
that's right.
If you ever been rocking with me, and you still rocking with me, period, and to whatever degree it is.
Yeah, and I feel like that too. I mean, we're all on this journey. When I'm, making my moves, it's like I feel like I have to work too hard for the people around me to understand what I'm doing. I put on, if you put on an event, like it takes forever for people to sign on, and people want to double check their schedule. And what date is it again? Let me see. And you think that people will be more committed to what it's doing because on a couple of layers out there, like, oh, you're doing a great job and you doing this for the community, but I'm trying to bring it to the community. There's not as much support as one would think, right? And so it's always a struggle, it seems like, with those around us. And again, I think it has a lot to do with how people kind of view themselves, where they think they should be. A lot of times people start thinking where they think you should be or how you should be doing. So there's a lot of things that, a lot of feelings, a lot of emotion that play a part in that. But at the end of the day, we just got to keep doing what is purposeful for us and then reminding ourselves that, what you're doing is for a reason. It's like we got to remember, what we started. And I always think about this one quote I heard, one of these movies that talk about who cries for the little boy that cries inside of me. Right, because as leaders, right, we're always on the move, and we're always, everything that we all do, it's all for somebody else, right? We're providing service, we're trying to, educate other people, but then how often do people kind of check on us? You know what I mean? So it's an interesting dynamic. But this is going to, lead us to the final thought of the day. The I Never Worry podcast, we like to drop a skill set. We like to have real conversations with everyday people about everyday situations, and how emotional intelligence plays a part in it. And the final thought of the day for you guys to take with you is to always remember this, that you are always responsible for how you act, no matter how bad you feel, right? So we got to keep that in mind, because sometimes when we have a bad attitude or things not going right for us, we're not the best version of ourselves. And that's just something that we want to keep in mind. And so we're going to go ahead and start to end with that. I want to thank you guys again for taking the time out this afternoon to share, those good experiences, and to give our audience an opportunity to hear different perspectives and how people are managing their emotions through a lot of complex situations and through some simple ones, though. So thank you guys again. I got my man Piper, Jinho, Ferreira. He got the Cops and Robbers play. That's what I want you to remember more than anything else we talked about, that he's an artist. You could be looking for a movie coming soon, and you're going to see a whole body of work from this guy, because we got this inside joke between him and I, is that we're after that 100 million. So we got a lot of things going on. And Miss Latashia Holmes would have made you look. Man, girl, you are something else. I swear. You're a powerful sister, and I commend you. Salute, hands off, hands down, right? Just being a bad sister, and deciding to share your life and your experiences with us, and with the hopes, right, that other people don't take the same path, or if they've done some things, they understand they don't got to stay there. It's not where you start, it's where you finish.
Yeah, and Pipe, how can we get a hold of you? Like, how can they get a hold of you, learn more about your plays and what it is that you're doing, and then...
they could go to Facebook, flipside.com. That's FLIPSYDE.com. Or you could go to Jinho Ferreira at Facebook.com. That's my name, JINHO FERREIRA. At Facebook, man. Go to the Facebooks. We're about to ramp it up in the next couple months and just, offer a landslide of music and like a short film, and just start building on the way to getting this movie out and taking it to the next level, and just keep hammering, keep smashing.
Good stuff. And how can we get to you, sister?
Same thing. I'm on Facebook. It's Latashia Holmes, LATASHIA, and also I am on Instagram. Also Latashia Holmes, LATASHIA Holmes. I also have a new book coming out. I'm collaborating with...
Congratulations.
This is breaking news. We
You heard it here first.
Right. I'm collaborating with the 7-time best-selling author Shannon Holmes, who will Be More Careful. We're in a collaboration of a new book coming out, and it's called Provoked. So that should be out hopefully before summer. So I'm busy doing that, and if anyone is interested in even submitting work, it's a lot of women and men also who want to be authors, self-published authors. They can reach me at my publishing company. It's So Inspired Publishing Company.com. And they can email me also at soinspiredpublishingcompany@mail.com.
All right.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Thanks again. So this is the I Never Worry podcast, where we're discussing emotional intelligence with everyday people and everyday situations. We're out.